Good evening, everyone. It's your host, Dan the Man, and I'm here to tell you all my third story of Pirates of the Caribbean, The Final Voyage. Are y'all ready? Sit back and relax, and let's get started. Chapter 3 Vengeance. Many miles away on the island of St. Martin, it's early afternoon on the island, but not a very pleasant one, as the townspeople is under attack by a horde of pirate zombies. The mayor of the island, which you saw in the last film, is under attack by a group of zombies. He was running for his life until he came upon a dead end. And just when he thought he saw his last life, he heard the sound of a woman commanding the zombies to stop. Surprisingly, they did as they were commanded, and then the man saw the figure of a woman coming towards him, who was wearing gold and black boots, a red jacket, and a pirate hat with a feather on her head. Then she bent it down to the mayor and then asked him, "Are you the mayor of this island, the one that they call Mayor Dix?" The mayor nodded nervously, and then the woman stood up, put her hands on her hips, and then she said, "Give it to him, boys." Before he knew what happened next, the mayor was knocked out by a zombie holding a pistol, and then two other zombies grabbed him by the arms, dragged him away, led by the pirate woman, into their ship, the Queen Anne's Revenge. A moment later, the mayor woke up, looked around wildly as he saw that he was being shackled onto a chair, and then there was a zombie standing beside him, looking at him savagely, with a hungry attitude. And then the mayor saw the pirate woman staring at him on the opposite chair in front of a desk, and then she commanded the zombie to stop and go away. The zombie did as he was commanded and then left. And then the mayor asked, nervously, "How are you controlling these zombies?" Then the woman grabbed a necklace with a gold diamond around her neck, and then she said, "My father, Blackbeard, made a crew of zombies after he went on a desperate search to find the Fountain of Youth, the Grand Immortality. Luckily, I came upon his notes. But before that, I was on the island 10 years ago after I was being by the pirate that you probably know, Jack Sparrow. And he took everything from me. He took my father, my life, and my personality. Then after a long while, I finally made a raft and set sail. After days and after nights, I finally came upon this ship that you are on now, the Queen Anne's Revenge. Surprisingly, there were no pirate crew. And then I decided to take over, continue my father's legacy as captain of this ship, and I am now, as captain, will get revenge for what Jack Sparrow has done to me. But firstly, before I do that, that is why I came here on this island, looking for a witch that you used to have on this island, who made a bond with the one-legged man who murdered my father. So I'm going to ask you politely, Mr. Mayor, where is she? But to Angelica's surprise, the mayor was laughing uproariously, and then he said, "You, a captain of a ship? I never heard of such a thing. This is the most absurd, ridiculous thing I have ever heard. A woman would never be captain of a ship, or any other ship at all. And now, I am demanding you to release me, stop this horrendous attack, release me." But Angelica just stood at the mayor, and then, before the mayor could say anything else, the outraged Angelica grabbed a pen and stabbed it on the mayor's leg. The mayor was yelling and crying in pain, and then Angelica grabbed his shirt, put his face close to hers, and then she said, "Do you know what it was like to be on an island for 10 years? Practically starving, with no food, no water, no people to talk to, no nothing? And all thanks to the pirate that once you had on this island, Jack Sparrow. For whatever reason you let him go, I think it was foolishly and stupidly. And the same thing with this witch that used to be on this island." And then she pushed the mayor back on his chair, and then she demanded again to where the witch is. And then the mayor, still crying, said, "I don't know which witch you are talking about. There were two witches on this island." And then Angelica started to calm down, took the pen off the mayor's leg, and then she said, "I know that there was a witch, but the other one, she was certainly not a witch. I came upon her books when she became an astronomer. I know that she was good with astronomy and other useful skills. But the witch that I'm looking for, you let her go on this island, and I would like to know where you sent her. That's all I'm asking for, Mr. Mayor. No need to get so worked up. So, I'll ask you one last time, Mayor Dix. Where is she? Trying to ignore the pain, the mayor finally said, after Jack Sparrow and the woman left on the island, we came upon this witch. Shansa, if that's what she's called. She told us the destination of where Jack Sparrow and the other woman were heading. She told us to follow those stars, because that's what they are following. My second in command, he led a ship of soldiers to go after Sparrow and bring the woman back for hanging. Surprisingly, I never saw them again. That's all I know. And for full pardon for telling us where they were heading, we let her go. We let her go on the island of Tortuga. That's all I know. I promise you. So please, I told you what I know. I told you where she is. So please, stop the horrendous attack. Stop hurting my people and let me go. Thinking about it for a while, Angelica stood up, smiled, unshackled the mayor and helped him on his feet, and then she walked a couple of feet away from him, and then she said, I give you my word, Mayor Dix. I will stop this attack and never hurt anyone else on your island. But before I could do that, I'd just like to thank you for telling me the location of Shansa, whatever her name is. And I'd like to give you a thank you note. Before the mayor could realize what happened next, Angelica drew her sword and stabbed him on his chest. Wheezing and gasping, the mayor was on his knees. Angelica drew her sword out of his chest, and then he asked, Why? You promised me. And then she bent down and said, I promised not to hurt your people. There is a difference. I didn't say I would hurt you. I mean, after all, you did offend me. And then Angelica struck again at the mayor, and then he was dropped dead on the ground. Cleaning her sword, stepping outside, she told her second command, named Skinner, the one that who was staring savagely at the mayor, commanded him to call off the other zombies, to return to the ship, and stop this attack. But before he did, he asked Angelica, what's the occasion? What are we going to do next? And then Angelica put her hand on his shoulder, and then he said, I know the location of where a witch is. A witch is on the island of Tortuga. Now, be a good man, call off the zombies, call off the attack, tell them to come back into the ship and set sail. We got a witch to catch. And that is the end of Chapter 3, Pirates of the Caribbean to Find the Voyage. What do y'all think of it? Do you like it so far? Please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe for more notifications of videos, shorts, and posts in the upcoming future. Hope you have a good, splendid day. God bless.